Kung nakadungog na ka og Certificate of Land Ownership Award kanang sa DAR, no? CLOA mo ni siya nga kaso. Bahin ni siya sa CLOA. Before this court is a petition for review on certiorari filed by the petitioners, the Luceros, questioning the decision and the resolution of the Court of Appeals in the case Spouses Lucero versus Spouses Delfino before the Court of Appeals. The factual antecedents as summarized by the Court of Appeals are as follows. The controversy involves a parcel of land consisting of around 13 hectares plus, located somewhere in the Philippines, covered by a transfer certificate of title in the names of Spouses Delfinos. The Delfinos sold 3 hectares of the lot to Zenicita. Transfer certificate of title for the whole lot was cancelled and TCT was issued, no? Duha ka buok in the name of the buyer and the seller. Kay portion naman ang ibaligya, no? So gi-cancel tong whole, portion to the buyer, portion to the seller. So usually ani kung magbaligya ka na kay deed of sale, pwede sa deed of sale nimo na naka-specific portion, pwede po ka mag deed of sale over an unsegregated portion, then after sa sale mag-execute mo og deed of partition. Depende. Later, the 3 co-owners executed a deed of partition of the lot. Amo din naitabo. So nagbahinay na sila. The title was cancelled. The title covering 5 hectares was issued in Delfino's name, Rory Delfino's name. Another title covering 5 hectares in Isabelita's name, Delfino gyapon, no? Si husband o si wife. Then another title covering 3 hectares in the buyer's name. Later, the entire property was placed under CARP, no? Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program. So it was placed under CARP via notice of coverage. Padadaan makanak kuan notice, no? Notice of coverage. May bao ka nga imong yuta covered siya sa CARP, no? Kay padadaan mo ka na papel nga gapahibaw nimo nga imong yuta masakop siya or maigo sa CARP. So tagaan ka na notice of coverage. The coverage was issued by the Municipal Agrarian Reform Officer. Muna itong gitawag nga MARO. Dili MARO. Municipal Agrarian Reform Officer. Kung sa munisipyo. Okay. Luis Delfino, the father of Rory and Isabelita, wrote a letter seeking exclusion of the subject lot as this was within the retention limits. So, matod niya, sudra man ni sa mo retention limit, wa ni labot sa CARP. Let's see kung sakto ba. The PARO, or Provincial Agrarian Reform Officer, mga ni nakaapan aning mga dar nga kaso no pagkadaghana og acronym. Ay CARP, MARO, PARO, PARAD, may lagya kag trabaho sa yung timan-an, no? Provincial Agrarian Reform Officer, together with Herman Lucero and Virgilio Lucero, who both claim to be tenants, filed a petition for the annulment of sale of the subject land before the Provincial Agrarian Reform Adjudicator Board. So, PARAD, no? So, dito niya gi-file kay yung gipa-cancel ang pagbaligya sa yuta kay tenant daw sila sa yuta. According to them, the sale to Zenicita was without the requisite DAR clearance. Walay DAR clearance. The provincial adjudicator dismissed the petition. On appeal, the DARAB, no? MARO, PARO, PARAD, DARAB. Ganahan kislani diha. On appeal, the DARAB rendered a decision nullifying the sale, ordering the cancellation of the titles in favor of the buyer and the Delfino's title reinstated. Okay? So basically, makancel ang sale, makancel ang title sa buyer, mabalik dito sa title sa seller. No? Matibok balik. And declaring Herman and Virgilio as tenants or lessees of the lot and ordering the Delfinos to recognize the lessee's right of preemption. Naanis lagi right of preemption daw without prejudice to Zenesita's right of retention. The case was elevated to the Court of Appeals via petition for review, but this was denied in a decision of the Court of Appeals. No? Recourse to the Supreme Court was likewise denied for failure to show that the Court of Appeals committed any reversible error. Also, their motion for reconsideration was denied. This decision attained finality and a corresponding entry of judgment was issued. Meanwhile, Zenesita and the Delfinos applied for retention of their land. In an order, the regional trial court noon, the regional director granted the Delfinos a retained area of around 3.5 hectares, no? Almost 3.5 hectares each out of their respective 5-hectare lots, and directed the segregation of the balance, an area of around 1.5 hectares each, to be placed under CARP. Nagi po may gamay lang. Coverage, to be placed under CARP coverage for distribution to qualified farmer beneficiaries. The Delfinos filed a motion for reconsideration but was denied. Pending appeal, the regional director issued an order of implementation granting the Luceros their respective CLOAs. No? Ano sa meaning sa CLOA? Acronym na po siya. Certificate of Land Ownership Award. Consequently, the title, TCT number CLO 12345, covering around 6,000 plus square meters, was issued to Herman Lucero Sr., while another title covering 8,000 plus square meters was issued to Virgilio. Let us talk about the petition for cancellation of the CLOAs before the Provincial Adjudicator and the Department of Agrarian Reform Adjudication Board. Respondents Rory and Isabelita Delfino, the Delfinos, spouses Delfinos, filed a petition for cancellation of the CLOAs, Certificates of Land Ownership Award, issued in favor of the Luceros. In their petition, the Delfinos argued that the rules of procedure for placing a parcel of land under the coverage of the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program were not complied with. Particularly, the Delfinos sought to cancel the CLOAs issued in favor of the Luceros because of lack of due process in the issuance of the CLOAs, lack of compensation, and the Delfinos' failure to exercise their right of choice for their retention area. Later, the PARAD, or the Provincial Adjudicator, issued his decision, the dispositive portion of which reads, "Wherefore, premises considered, judgment is hereby rendered as follows." The title, containing CLOA with an area of this and that, and TCT number registered in favor of the private respondent Herman Lucero, are hereby declared cancelled and have no force and legal effects. Another title, containing CLOA number 12345 with an area of 8,000 plus square meters, registered in favor of the private respondent Virgilio, is hereby declared cancelled and have no force and legal effect. Ordering both private respondents to surrender the aforementioned CLOAs or the owner's duplicate copy of the title to this office within 5 days from the finality of this decision. And fourth, directing the Register of Deeds of the Province of Laguna to cause the cancellation of the above-mentioned transfer certificate of titles and CLOAs registered in the names of private respondents, and reinstate the original area for transfer certificate of title numbers. This title registered in the name of Rory Delfino and the title registered in the name of Isabelita Delfino, which titles had been partially cancelled due to the CARP coverage and or appropriate alternative measure. All other claims and counterclaims are hereby dismissed for lack of basis to render judgment thereon, so ordered. In ordering for their cancellation, the PARAD noted that prior to the issuance of such CLOAs, it was incumbent upon the agrarian reform officers to show conformity as to the Delfinos' choice of the retained area, or in case of the Delfinos' failure to exercise their right of choice to the retained area, that due notification was made to inform them about the selected area of retention. Basically, sila'y papilion una. Kung dili kayo sila mopili, sila sa DAR ang mopili. However, the PARAD found that when the CLOAS were issued in favor of the Luceros, the Delfinos were never consulted on the choice of area for retention. Further, it was likewise found that the notification requirement concerning the selected retention area was not adequately complied with. Thus, the PARAD declared, with the prevailing circumstances and the seeming unreasonable dispatch in which the assailed CLOAS were generated, registered, and distributed, some procedures which gives due recognition to the right of retention, which includes the right of choice, no? Mopili ka kung saan nga portion ang imong i-retain, no? Due recognition to the right of retention, which includes the right of choice of the petitioners, were clearly disregarded, violated, and not observed. This has given rise to a serious cause of action for the petitioners to seek cancellation of the CLOAS issued. The CARL, no, lain na po ning acronym, was not intended to take away property without due process of law. The exercise of the power of eminent domain requires that due process be observed in the taking of private property. Power of eminent domain mo gani, mura bang expropriation. Hence, the petition to cancel the assailed CLOAS are impressed with merit. Thereafter, the Luceros appealed the PARAD's decision before the Department of Agrarian Reform Adjudicatory Board, no, commonly known as the DARAB, no. However, in his decision, the DARAB dismissed the appeal and affirmed the PARAD's decision. According to the DARAB, when the Delfinos applied for the retention of their land, they had already exercised the right of retention, and the subsequent issuance of the CLOAS covering the retained areas necessitates their cancellation. The Luceros then moved for the reconsideration of the DARAB's decision, but such motion was ultimately denied by the DARAB in its resolution. Proceedings before the Court of Appeals. The Luceros filed a petition for review before the Court of Appeals. Makita nimo ang pattern, ha? PARAD, DARAB, Court of Appeals. Court of Appeals, maabot ka by way of a petition for review where the following issues were raised. Unsa man ang issues nga ilang gi-raised before the Court of Appeals. The Honorable Board, no, referring to the DARAB, atong Department of Agrarian Reform Adjudication Board, as well as the provincial adjudicator, erred and gravely abused its discretion in ordering the cancellation of the certificates of land ownership awards issued in the names of petitioners. The Honorable Board, as well as the provincial adjudicator, erred and gravely abused its discretion when it failed. Sipon mo ko. Mubara ang istorya. When it failed to consider the final and executory order of the DAR Regional Director. Thus, the Luceros argued that both the PARAD and the DARAB erred when they took cognizance of the case, because such case is supposedly under the jurisdiction of the Department of Agrarian Reform Secretary. Furthermore, the Luceros alleged that the CLOAS issued in their favor can no longer be cancelled because of the doctrine of conclusiveness of judgment, considering that the Delfinos supposedly failed to appeal the DA Regional Director's order concerning the Delfinos' application for retention and identification of land holdings for CARP coverage. Accordingly, the Luceros asserted that such order has attained finality and the CLOAS issued in their favor are already considered indefeasible. The Court of Appeals issued its decision, which dismissed the Luceros' petition for review. In dismissing the same, the Court of Appeals emphasized that cases involving the cancellation of CLOAS registered with the Register of Deeds are within the jurisdiction of the DARAB, and since the subject CLOAS have already been registered with the Register of Deeds, the PARAD and the DARAB properly took cognizance of the case. Meanwhile, as regards Lucero's invocation of the doctrine of conclusiveness of judgment, the Court of Appeals found the same without merit. According to the Court of Appeals, the records reveal that the Delfinos timely filed their appeal, and without any order dismissing the Delfinos' appeal for non-perfection, such appeal remains pending. Thus, the order of the regional director dated so-and-so cannot be considered to have attained finality, and the doctrine of conclusiveness of judgment cannot be applied in the instant case. Unsatisfied with the Court of Appeals decision, the Luceros filed their motion for reconsideration. However, the same was denied by the Court of Appeals in its resolution. The instant petition. In view of the adverse rulings of the Court of Appeals, the Luceros filed the instant petition where they raised the following issues. The Honorable Court of Appeals committed serious reversible error in not taking cognizance of the want of jurisdiction or the absence of jurisdiction by the provincial adjudicator and the DARAB over the nature and subject matter of the action. So, na ay jurisdictional issue raised by the Luceros. The Honorable Court of Appeals committed serious reversible error when it affirmed the decision and resolution by the DARAB in complete disregard of law and undisputed findings of facts by the regional director in his order, contrary to the time-honored doctrine of conclusiveness or immutability of final judgments. The Honorable Court of Appeals committed serious reversible error when it failed to consider that the subject law was, being titles brought under the operation of the torrent system, enjoy indefeasibility as provided under Presidential Decree number 1529. Maputol ko sa kilami na kayo iubo, no? Iubo pa kumayo. The Luceros arguments. In fine, the Luceros principally argued the following. First, there is no tenurial arrangement between the Luceros and the Delfinos, thus negating the existence of an agrarian dispute, which is required for the existence of the DARAB's jurisdiction. Not being an agrarian dispute, the case falls under the jurisdiction of the DAR Secretary, since it merely involves issues of retention and non-coverage of a land under agrarian reform. Second, the issuance of the clause in their favor can no longer be assailed. The Delfinos failed to appeal the regional director's order, which ruled on the identification of land holdings for coverage and the Delfinos' right of retention, including the area and location of the property to be retained. It is on the basis of such final and executory order that the clause were issued in favor of the Luceros. Since the Delfinos failed to file an appeal, the order of the regional director attained finality, and the issue of whether the property should be placed under CARP may no longer be relitigated. Thus, the doctrine of conclusiveness and immutability of judgment applies, and the PARAD and the DARAB should have denied outright the cancellation case filed by the Delfinos. Third, the laws on land registration provide that a certificate of title becomes indefeasible upon the expiration of 1 year from and after the date of entry of the decree of registration. Considering that the petition for cancellation was filed 3 years after the date of registration of the subject clause, the same are already considered indefeasible and can no longer be cancelled. Unsa man tong mo ni ang arguments nila ni Lucero, unsa may argument nila ni Delfino. The Delfinos filed their comment on the petition for review on certiorari, where they stated that the issue on lack of jurisdiction was only raised by the Luceros for the first time in their appeal before the Court of Appeals, meaning it was belatedly raised. Mo nilang punto. Nganong karon pa? Considering the Luceros' active participation in the proceedings before the PARAD and the DARAB, the Luceros are stopped from questioning their jurisdiction. Kumbaga, nganong karon ba man? Wa na ni, napasok na ni, na-expire na ni imong opportunity to question the jurisdiction of the body, no? The Delfinos likewise asserted that the Court of Appeals correctly ruled that the PARAD and the DARAB have jurisdiction over the case, since the applicable rules of the DAR during the time material to the case confer upon the PARAD the primary and exclusive original jurisdiction to cancel registered clause. As to the issue of conclusiveness of judgment, the Delfinos argued that the same is without merit, since the regional director's order is still on appeal and pending resolution before the office of the DAR secretary. Relatedly, with regard to the issue of the identification of the Delfinos retained area, the Delfinos stressed that the Luceros themselves acknowledge that the Delfinos are entitled to 5 hectares each, which is contrary to the regional director's order giving the Delfinos only 3.5 hectares each, no? Almost 3.5. Being entitled to 5 hectares each, the Delfinos thus have the right to choose which portions of their land holdings to retain, considering that as correctly ruled by the DARAB. The Delfinos have already exercised their right of retention and choice when they filed their application for retention. The issuance of the clause covering the Delfinos retained areas are erroneous and should thereby be cancelled. Finally, as to the issue of the supposed indefeasibility of the clause, the Delfinos contend that such clause may be cancelled if agrarian laws, rules, and regulations were violated in their issuance. Since the clause issued in favor of the Luceros were done in violation of the Delfinos' right to due process, such clauses are null and void, and an action to cancel that the same does not prescribe. Meaning, the action to cancel that the clause being null and void, no, can be considered imprescriptible. Why expiry? What is the ruling of the Honorable Supreme Court? The petition is bereft of merit. In agrarian disputes, jurisdiction for the cancellation of the registered clause lies with the DARAB. So, ang jurisdiction daw pagpa-cancel sa clause dito sa DARAB. Okay? To reiterate, the Luceros contend that the PARAD and the DARAB should have dismissed the cancellation case outright for lack of jurisdiction because there is no tenurial relationship between the parties, and thus the case does not involve an agrarian dispute which is required for the DARAB's exercise of jurisdiction. Second, the case merely pertains to the administrative implementation of agrarian reform laws, which is cognizable by the DAR Secretary. Meanwhile, the Delfinos maintain that the Court of Appeals correctly found that the case is cognizable by the DARAB since the 2003 DARAB Rules of Procedure provides that jurisdiction lies with the PARAD and the DARAB when clauses sought to be cancelled are already registered with the Register of Deeds. To resolve the issue on jurisdiction, it is worthy to note that our agrarian reform laws provide that both the DAR Secretary and the DARAB has jurisdiction or have jurisdiction to resolve cases involving the cancellation of clauses. Under the 2003 DARAB Rules of Procedure, the applicable rules during the time material to the case, the DARAB and its adjudicators shall have primary and exclusive jurisdiction for cases involving the cancellation of registered clauses. Pertinently, Section 1.6 Rule 2 of the 2003 DARAB Rules of Procedure provides jurisdiction of the board and its adjudicators. Rule 2, Section 1, primary and exclusive original jurisdiction. The adjudicator shall have primary and exclusive original jurisdiction to determine and adjudicate the following cases. Okay? Unsa may mga kasuha? 1.6. Those involving the correction, partition, cancellation, secondary and subsequent issuances of certificates of land ownership award, clause, and emancipation patents which are registered with the Land Registration Authority. Meanwhile, under Rule 2, Section 3 of the same rules, the DARAB and its adjudicators are divested of jurisdiction over matters involving the administrative implementation of agrarian reform laws, since such powers are granted unto the DAR Secretary. Section 3, Agrarian Reform Law Implementation Cases. The adjudicator or the board shall have no jurisdiction over matters involving the administrative implementation of RA 6657, otherwise known as the CARL or the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Law of 1988, and other agrarian laws as enunciated by pertinent rules and administrative orders, which shall be under exclusive prerogative of and cognizable by the office of the Secretary of the DAR in accordance with his issuances. Classification and identification of land holdings for coverage under the Agrarian Reform Program and the initial issuance of CLOAS and EPs, including protest or oppositions thereto and petitions for lifting of such coverage. Last, 3.4. Recall or cancellation of provisional lease rentals, certificates of land transfers, and CARP beneficiary certificates, CBCs, in cases outside the purview of Presidential Decree Number 816, including the issuance, recall, or cancellation of emancipation patents or CLOAS not yet registered with the Register of Deeds. Clearly, the 2003 DARAB Rules of Procedure empowers both DARAB and the DAR Secretary to resolve cases involving cancellation of CLOAS. For registered CLOAS, the DARAB has jurisdiction to resolve the cancellation case. On the other hand, for CLOAS which have not yet been registered, it is the DAR Secretary which has jurisdiction to resolve the cancellation case. So, muna siya distinction, no? Nevertheless, it must be emphasized that the DARAB's jurisdiction to resolve cases involving cancellation of CLOAS does not solely rely on whether the CLOAS are registered or not. In a long line of cases, this court has already clarified that the DARAB's jurisdiction over petitions for cancellation of registered CLOAS is confined to agrarian disputes. On this point, the case of Sutton versus Lim is instructive. While the DARAB may entertain petitions for cancellation of CLOAS, as in this case, its jurisdiction is, however, confined only to agrarian disputes. No? Manay ang limitation sa jurisdiction. As explained in the cases of Heirs of De La Cruz versus Heirs of Cruz, and reiterated in the recent case of Bagong Hasa versus Pauses Cesar Cagin, for the DARAB to acquire jurisdiction, the controversy must relate to an agrarian dispute between the landowners and tenants in whose favor CLOAS have been issued by the DAR Secretary. Muna iyang limitation sa iyang jurisdiction. The court agrees with the petitioner's contention that under Section 2F Rule 2 of the DARAB Rules of Procedure, the DARAB has jurisdiction over cases involving the issuance, correction, and cancellation of CLOAS which were registered with the LRA. However, for the DARAB to have jurisdiction in such cases, they must relate to an agrarian dispute between landowner and tenants to whom CLOAS have been issued by the DAR Secretary. The cases involving the issuance, correction, and cancellation of the CLOAS by the DAR in the administrative implementation of agrarian reform laws, rules, and regulations to parties who are not agricultural tenants or lessees are within the jurisdiction of the DAR and not the DARAB. Thus, it is not sufficient that the controversy involves the cancellation of a CLOA already registered. No? Dili siya enough nga mo'y basis that the controversy involves the cancellation of a CLOA already registered with the Land Registration Authority. What is of primordial consideration, mo'y primary consideration, is the existence of an agrarian dispute between the parties. Such ruling is reiterated in the Heirs of Santiago versus Nisperos, where this court emphasized that it is not enough that the controversy involves the cancellation of a CLOA registered with the Land Registration Authority for the DARAB to have jurisdiction. What is of primordial consideration is the existence of an agrarian dispute between the parties. Relevantly, Section 3D of the Republic Act 6657, otherwise known as the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Law of 1988, or the CARL, defines an agrarian dispute as those controversies involving tenurial arrangements. Agrarian dispute refers to any controversy relating to tenurial arrangements, whether leasehold, tenancy, stewardship, or otherwise, over lands devoted to agriculture, including disputes concerning farmers' associations or representation of persons in negotiating, fixing, maintaining, changing, or seeking to arrange terms or conditions of such tenurial arrangements. It includes any controversy relating to compensation of lands acquired under this Act and other terms and conditions of transfer of ownership from landowners to farm workers, tenants, and other agrarian reform beneficiaries, whether the disputants stand in the proximate relation of farm operator and beneficiary, landowner and tenant, or lessor and lessee. From all the foregoing, it is clear that the DARAB may only exercise jurisdiction over a case involving the cancellation of clause if it is first established that an agrarian dispute exists. In other words, the DARAB only has jurisdiction over a petition for cancellation of clause if there exists a tenancy relationship between the parties. Magpaniod to na da. Apa day? Ang humot ng gisugba, guys. Humot ng paniyod to. Sugba ko manok. Nang butangan ba o aswete ba? Muragay ka nang sa bacolod chicken, no? Kanang imong pakupsan pagawso ng mantika sa panit sa manok niya butangan og aswete. Kanang gamay ahos. Ya, di lang kay tamis ang sugba sa manok. Humot na kayo. Kasi mutan ako diri sa kwarto. In the instant case, the Luceros assert that no allegation was made concerning any supposed tenancy relationship between the parties. This assertion is misleading. In the decision of the Court of Appeals, the Court of Appeals noted that the Luceros themselves claimed that they were tenants of the subject lands when they sought to annul the sale between the Delfinos and the Cenesita Barrinuevo and the buyer Cenesita Barrinuevo. Even more, in their own submissions, the Luceros categorically declared that they are tenants of the subject lands, particularly in their memorandum filed before the Court of Appeals. The Luceros stated that they were the rightful tenants of the subject lands. Also, the DAR represented by the Provincial Agrarian Reform Officer, or the PARO, and the herein petitioners' appellants filed a petition for annulment of the deed of sale over a portion of the title and for the redemption of the aforesaid land by the herein petitioners' appellants as rightful tenants before the office of the provincial adjudicator. So, likewise, in their appeal memorandum filed before the DARAB, the Luceros stated that they are agrarian reform beneficiaries and tenants of the subject land. Rory Delfino and Isabelita Delfino were the owners of a parcel of land located somewhere in the Philippines, and petitioners sold to Zenesita the 3,000 plus, almost 4,000 square meter portion of the land. The said sale, became the subject of a case for annulment by reason of sale devoid of DAR clearance, which the regional director issued an order upholding said coverage with finality. Nagwaligya, gi-transfer with DAR clearance. The case eventually reached the Court of Appeals, where the higher court affirmed its annulment. Later, 3 clauses were issued in favor of the 2 tenants or the agrarian reform beneficiaries, namely Herman Lucero and Virgilio Lucero, and this in turn became the subject, now on appeal, of these instant cases before the DARAB. Clearly, the Luceros themselves categorically admit that they are tenants of the subject lands and that a tenancy relationship exists between the Luceros and the Delfinos. As such, the case involves an agrarian dispute which brings the issue of the cancellation of the clause within the jurisdiction of the DARAB. All said, we affirm the findings of the Court of Appeals that the DARAB has jurisdiction to resolve the case involving the cancellation of the subject clause, considering that the same have already been registered with the Register of Deeds. The clause may be cancelled for being issued in violation of agrarian reform laws. As discussed above, the Luceros likewise argue in their petition that the clause issued in their favor can no longer be cancelled because they already come within the purview of the torrent system and therefore are already considered indefeasible. On this note, we agree that clauses are entitled to be as indefeasible as certificates of title issued in registration proceedings. This is exhaustively explained in the case of Polo versus Inson. This court sustained the validity of the transfer certificates of title and emancipation patents. It held that certificates of title issued pursuant to emancipation patents are as indefeasible as transfer certificates of title issued in registration proceedings. Parehas na daw kalig-on ang titulo sa registration proceedings, kaning mga judicial titling, versus kaning mga titles na issued pursuant to emancipation patents. Further, it ruled that the transfer certificates of title issued to the petitioners became indefeasible upon the expiration of 1 year from the issuance of the emancipation patent. 1 year from the issuance of the emancipation patent. Thus, in the case of Ibanez versus IAC, Intermediate Appellate Court, it provides that the certificates of title issued in administrative proceedings are as indefeasible as certificates of title issued in judicial proceedings. Okay? The same confusion, uncertainty, and suspicion on the distribution of government-acquired lands to the landless would arise if the possession of the grantee of an EP, emancipation patent, would still be subject to contest just because his certificate of title was issued in an administrative proceeding. Okay? The silence of Presidential Decree number 27 as to the indefeasibility of the titles issued pursuant thereto is the same as that in the Public Land Act, where there was a commentary inasmuch as there is no positive statement of the public land law regarding the titles granted thereunder. Such silence should be construed and interpreted in favor of the homesteader who came into the possession of his homestead after complying with the requirements thereof. Section 38 of the Land Registration Law should be interpreted to apply by implication to the patent issued by the Director of Lands, duly approved by the Minister of Natural Resources, under the signature of the President of the Philippines in accordance with law. After complying with the procedure thereafter in Section 105 of Presidential Decree number 1529, otherwise known as the Property Registration Decree, where the DAR is required to issue the corresponding certificate of title after granting an EP to tenant farmers who have complied with Presidential Decree number 27, the TCTs issued to petitioners pursuant to their EPs acquire the same protection accorded to other TCTs. The certificate of title becomes indefeasible and incontrovertible upon the expiration of 1 year from the date of the issuance of the order for the issuance of the patent. Lands covered by such title may no longer be the subject of a cadastral proceeding, nor can it be decreed to another person. The emancipation patents themselves, like the certificates of land ownership awards in Republic Act number 6657, the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Law of 1988, are enrolled with the torrent system of registration. The Property Registration Decree, in fact, devotes Chapter 9 on the subject EPs. Indeed, such emancipation patents and clauses are in themselves entitled to be as indefeasible as certificates of title issued in registration proceedings. In the case of heirs of Nunez Sr. versus heirs of Villanosa, Where the issue was the retention limit of the purported heirs of the landowner, the court held, finally, the issuance of the title to Villanosa could no longer be revoked or set aside by Secretary Pangandaman. Acquiring the lot in good faith, Villanosa registered his certificate of land ownership award title. Under the torrent system, he was issued a new and regular title in fee simple. That is to say, it is an absolute title without qualification or restriction. Maniod to na? Okay, papas ako. Tawag na ko. Taas pa man. Wait na. Nawala ko na. Okay. In the case of Estribillo versus Department of Agrarian Reform, has held that certificates of title issued in administrative proceedings are as indefeasible as those issued in judicial proceedings. Section 2 of the Administrative Order number 0309 provides that the state recognizes the indefeasibility of certificate of land ownership awards, emancipation patents, and other titles issued under any agrarian reform program. Here, a certificate of land ownership award title was already issued and registered in Villanosa's favor, and Villanosa's certificate of land ownership award was titled under the torrent system on a later date. After the expiration of 1 year, the certificate of title covering the property became irrevocable and indefeasible. Secretary Pangandaman's order, which came almost 3 years later, was thus ineffective. Notwithstanding this court's categorical pronouncement in the Polo Plantation case that laws are considered indefeasible, the same cannot be applied in the instant case because of the difference in factual context. In the case of Polo Plantation, the order from which the issuance of the clause was based was already final and executory, and thus can no longer be modified or reversed. In stark contrast, here, in this case, the regional director's order from which the Luceros clause are based cannot be considered as final and executory, and it cannot be disputed that such order is still subject of an appeal. Moreover, even assuming that the regional director's order has attained finality, it bears emphasis that the Polo Plantation case also recognizes that laws may be forfeited if they were issued in violation of agrarian reform laws. Okay? Here, by the time the petition for inclusion or exclusion was filed, the decision declaring the validity of the clause had attained finality and TCT had already become incontrovertible. As registered property owners, petitioners' members were entitled to the protection given to every torrents title holder. Their rights may only be forfeited in case of violations of agrarian laws as well as non-compliance with the restrictions and conditions under the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Law. Pertinently, in the case of Daes versus Court of Appeals, the court likewise explained that laws may be cancelled if the same were issued in violation of agrarian reform laws such as landowners' right of retention. Pwede daw kansilahon. Finally, land awards made pursuant to the government's agrarian reform program are subject to the exercise by a landowner who is so qualified of his right of retention. Okay. Under PD number 27, beneficiaries are issued CLTs, certifications of land transfer, to entitle them to possess lands. Thereafter, they are issued emancipation patents after compliance with all the necessary conditions. So under PD number 27, tagaan ka og CLT, dayon EP. Such EPs, upon their presentation to the Register of Deeds, result in the issuance of the corresponding transfer certificates of title in favor of the beneficiaries mentioned therein. Under Republic Act number 6657, the procedure has been simplified. Only certificates of land ownership award, CLOAS, are issued in lieu of the emancipation patents after compliance with all prerequisites. Thereafter, upon presentation of the clause to the registered deeds, TCTs are issued to the designated beneficiaries. CLTs are no longer issued. The issuance of EPs or clause to beneficiaries does not absolutely bar the landowner from retaining the area covered thereby. No? Walay absolute prohibition sa landowner from retaining the area covered by the EP or CLOA issued to the beneficiaries. Under Administrative Order Number 2, Series of 1994, an EP or CLOA may be cancelled if the land covered is later found to be part of the landowner's retained area. Okay? Kapit na dyan. A certificate of title accumulates in one document. A comprehensive statement. Okay? A comprehensive statement of the status of the fee held by the owner of a parcel of land. As such, it is a mere evidence of ownership and it does not constitute the title to the land itself. It cannot confer title where no title has been acquired by any of the means provided by law. So basically, a certificate of title is just a convenient proof of ownership. Imong ownership dili gikan diha, no? It is a mere evidence of ownership. It does not constitute the title or ownership to the land itself. So it cannot confer title. It cannot give you ownership where no title or where no ownership has been acquired by any of the means provided by law. Thus, we had in the past sustained the nullification of a certificate of title issued pursuant to a homestead patent because the land covered was not part of the public domain, and as a result, the government had no authority to issue such patent in the first place. Fraud in the issuance of patent is also a ground for impugning the validity of a certificate of title. In other words, the invalidity of the patent or title is sufficient basis for nullifying the certificate of title since the latter is merely an evidence of the former. In this case, Delfino's cancellation was hinged on the violation of the right to due process, lack of compensation, and denial to exercise their right of choice as to what to retain among their land holdings. Clearly, these are valid grounds to invoke in a case for cancellation of clause. Accordingly, the Parad and Darab took cognizance of the case after due consideration, found that indeed the Delfino's right to due process vis-a-vis their right of retention was violated. Therefore, the cancellation of the clause issued in favor of the Luceros was warranted. All in all, we find no reason to disturb the findings of the Court of Appeals, which affirmed the rulings of both the Parad and the Darab. Wherefore, the instant petition for review and certiorari filed by the Luceros is denied. The decision and resolution of the Court of Appeals is affirmed or are hereby affirmed. Okay. So basically, nakadaog yun sila. Nakadaog yun. Valid, clearly, these are valid grounds to invoke in a case for cancellation of clause. Accordingly, ang Parad ug Darab, sakto sila sa ilang ruling, no? They found that the Delfino's right to due process vis-a-vis the right of retention was violated. Therefore, no, gipa-cancel ang clause issued in favor of the Luceros. Nilusot successful. Okay? So, yeah, I'll see you in the next video.